What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, OMG, and Link. Those are the four we're going to be looking at. And I wanted to zoom out here on the 4-hour time frame and really look at some patterns, some trend lines, things that we really need to defend because we're at a sticky area for Bitcoin. And on the 4-hour time frame, something that I wanted to point out that I'm noticing here is that we're starting to get one of those red crosses. This indicator here that I like to use of the 30 and the 60 moving averages, 30 EMA and the 60 simple moving average. I like to look for those crosses, and what it'll give you is a green cross to the upside, a red cross to the downside. And it's just something that I like to look at. It's not a 100% accurate thing, guys. When you're moving sideways, moving averages don't really matter. That's why you'll have all these false reads here and breaks, but basically it's going to help you determine the trend if you are trending. And what I want to point out is that we are getting that downside break right now. So if we zoom into this, and remember this on the 4-hour time frame, you can see when this happened right here. And the last time that we got a green cross to the upside, we went from 9,100 up to the high we previously had at $12,500. So sometimes these can be indicative of a decent little trend that's going to come in. Not saying this has to start breaking down real deep, but there's a potential, guys. We could go back to 10,000, 10,500 and really test that and see if we find good, strong support off it. Okay, and also when we zoom out here, something I wanted to pay attention to is this yellow trend line that we're sitting on as well, right here. And you can see we're kind of testing that area now. So say we do start breaking down through this, I'm looking at support areas at 10,834, and then it'd be down around that critical $10,500. And that was previous resistance. We'd want that to stay as support. But these are critical areas that we're dealing with now. And what you can also take a look at here on the RSIs, we're having those lower highs and lower lows coming in. We may just sneak out a double bottom right in that area for the RSI. But it's just been tough, guys. We've been getting that selling pressure to the downside while we're kind of having this rounded top. We got stuffed at 12,345, we'll call it, and that's a tough area of overhead resistance. You can see all this right over here. So that's where we're really going to need that buying pressure to come in. Right now, the stock on the 4-hour time frame is in an overbought condition. It's at 94 and 92, showing it may want to cool down a little bit more. Now on the 4-hour, the bullish thing that we do have going for us here, if we can almost hit one of these double bottoms here, like with these tweezers, these longer wicks down in here. We'll see if we can defend that area and stay up above this trend line. I think that's really important for us right now, guys, because in the micro sense, you can see the trend is down, lower highs and lower lows is what we're looking at there. RSI in the 4 hours at 49. And then if we take a look at our technicals, we're at 11 sell, 8 neutral, and a 9 buy. So we have switched to that sell signal right there. And that's on the 1-day time frame, and that's calculating everything. Our 5 moving average all the way through the 200. Our awesome oscillator right now is a sell. Our momentum is a sell, and our MACD is a sell. So I want you to pay attention to this and just really watch these areas and be cautious in these areas. And also, guys, if you get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're trying for 300 likes in this video. You guys have been doing awesome for me. So we're going to move into Ethereum next. Take a look at ETH. ETH been fighting to get back to around that $400 mark. Same deal. We're going to be in on the 4-hour time frame here. We really want to get some detail. Let's step back and take a look at this. So our next major overhead resistance that we're going to need to get up through is going to be $400 psychologically, that round number, and then we're going to look up to around $417. Then it'd be up around that 448. So I could, if I were you, I'd put alarms up in there or write that down. Just really remember those overhead resistances that we deal with, because on this channel we break it down, the upside, the downside, the sideways, what we'll do when the price gets to that area. Okay, so now what we're dealing with though also is one of those red crosses right here. So we have had that downside movement right now, and we need to be aware of that, okay, because it's going to take buying pressure for us now to get back up over top of those moving averages. That's just how this works. You can see in this uptrend, we stayed up above them most of the time, and once you break below them, they want to start acting as overhead resistance. Guys, this isn't me spreading FUD. This is me looking at technical analysis. And then what they do is start pressing down upon you more, and then the trend starts getting more comfortable. And that's just technical analysis. That's price action. That's the way that it works. Okay, but what we're trying to do now is find support. If we could continue to hold maybe 371, that'd be a good sign where we've had all these wicks right here. But that would also take the buying pressure to get us back up over top of those moving averages. Now, if we just want to continue and have a decent fall here, an area I've been looking at for quite a while is 300 $332 is what I want to support for Ethereum. If we take a look in here at the technicals, doing a little bit better than Bitcoin. We have a 7 sell, 9 neutral, 12 buy. Oscillators 2 sell, 8 neutral, 1 buy. We have the momentum as a sell and the MACD as a sell. And then our bull bear power is a buy for Ethereum right now. But, you know, guys, ETH is one that runs really hard when the money comes in, and it's something that we do need to be aware of. Okay, when the whales come in and they pump Ethereum, you can see these moves. This last move that we had out of that symmetrical triangle, we are looking at 90%. Okay, that's how these things work. So you always have to be prepared, and that's why we want to look at both sides of the market. I really suggest that to you. So that's going to be Ethereum. Next one we're going to look at is OMG, sitting at $5. This one that's been fun to play. I've been in it, in and out of it. I know you guys have been playing it as well. What we're looking at now, though, is to see if we can find support on the 4-hour time frame here off this 60. This would be nice. So I'm hoping it could be something similar to what we did last time here. Okay, so we had our really big push to the upside, and then we moved sideways, and we got that next major leg up. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now and paying close attention to see if we'll get another kick. And last time we retraced, what I like to look at is the retracement about 25% to the downside. So now what I want to do is go from the high and check how far down we are now. So we're down over 48% now from the high that we ended up going to. And that's what, when we were talking about the importance of taking profits. You see that, how it's lost 50%, but this may be the area now that we potentially could get our next bounce. We're going to have to look at this on the Fibonacci as well. And what this also matters is, guys, if Ethereum and Bitcoin are doing well too, because Omise Go, it can be setting up a nice chart pattern and everything, but if the whole market dumps, then most likely, you know, it'll go down with it, unless some crazy news or something comes out. But you can also see with this retracement back onto that 0.5 retracement, this is an area we were looking at, $5. So this may be a spot. If we drop lower, we maybe could get down to that $4.17. I would look at, see if we could find some support up there. In terms of overhead resistance, if we do start making a nice move to the upside here, we're going to look to get up above $5.65. RSI right now is at 44, and then our stock is at 35 and 25 on the 4-hour time frame. So showing us a little more detail there. The technicals, 4 sell, 10 neutral, 14 buy. Oscillators basically dead neutral. Momentum's a sell. MACD level is a buy. So that's going to be Omise Go. You like me covering OMG? Let me know. And I'm still going to call it Omise Go, guys. I'm old school. I'm from 2017, so that's what it is to me. And it just is what it is. So we'll get into Link next. Link's at $14.94. And what you see is Link's trying to keep these higher lows coming in right here. So we want to draw a trend line and see if we can stay up above this right here. And what's happening is we're fighting directly with this 30 and this 60 moving average right now. It's still acting as overhead resistance, but if we do get a pop out of there, we want to start looking up to around $15.77, then it'd be up to around $16.84 are going to be the next upside overhead resistances that we're going to be looking for and dealing with. Okay, now if we break to the downside, though, we want to continue to hold 1371. If 1371 doesn't hold, we look down to around that $12, and that's been a target of ours for quite a while here, which we did end up hitting on this hammer candle here. Ultimately, if we get a major sell-off, I would like to be a buyer at $8.92. I'd be a little bit heavier down in that area. You can see the volume's been fading off here. RSI, though, we're putting in higher lows, a little bit more of a flat top, maybe an ascending triangle looking there, but this may be a spot that we do find a little bit of support here if the overall market can continue to move, maybe get up there and test some of those higher levels. But overall, you know, if you've been in Link, we had a high of about $20 after breaking out from 5. That was an incredible move. If we take a look at Link, for the technicals, we have a 6 sell, 9 neutral, and a 13 buy. Oscillators, 2 sell, 8 neutral, 1 buy. Moving averages, 4 sell, 1 neutral, 2 buy. And then our momentum's a sell and our MACD levels a sell. So if you get something from this, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.